do families come together after they have come apart? When parents are overwhelmed with problems and no longer can care for their children, foster parents can provide a loving home. With the support of social workers, foster parents can extend their love to include the child's parents and help the family reunite. This extended family can be family forever.
I never lost hope that I was going to be with my mother. I knew she was going to get me back.
Everything was going downhill. We had no food. There was all kinds of people in and out through the house.
I just needed that time to get myself back together again.
I think maybe I got fortunate because I really wanted in my heart to do this, and they wanted me to accomplish this.
That was the worst day of my life, because I thought I wasn't going to never see him no more. But when I left, I didn't pick up. I knew within myself what I had to do, and I was going to get my child back. And with the Lord help, I have a year's clean now. I'm doing okay. I just take one day at a time. That's all I can do. But I come a long way, have a long way to go.
I think that's one of the happy moments in my life, to see a parent get back his child, take care of his kids, and raise those kids.
That's right. I am there to take care of the child, not to take the child. Getting off on the right foot, right start with the birth parents, to me is the most important thing. You just make friends. You just cannot judge a birth parent for any reason. And once you get past not judging them, then it's very easy to connect with them.
I was ashamed, you know. I just feel icky.
The feelings birth parents, social workers, and foster parents have for each other often change as their relationship develops. At the beginning of the relationship, there may be many barriers to overcome.
Sometimes you get offended because even though you're trying to do good, the parents don't always see that, especially if they're addicted.
I had a very nasty attitude. I talked very funky. I said whatever I wanted to say to whoever, didn't care who was around. All she wanted to do was get in my business, and they thought I wasn't good enough to, you know, be with my children. I thought they were more so out to hurt me than help me. That's what I was thinking.
I think they feel very threatened by us in the very beginning because we are a stranger that they don't know. A lot of them are under the impression we are there to take their children from them. And I tell them there's a difference between taking their children and taking care of their children. That we are part of a reunification program, and the objective is to get the child back with them.
Well, first, Jeff explained what kind of a situation they were going into from the get-go. I mean, I was introduced to Cheryl the very first day the kids were brought in, and Jeff made it easier, and he blended us real well. That's what you did. You did an awful lot to smooth things out. You really did.
Well, the good part about the social worker was he stayed neutral. He never took sides.
No.
And he basically let us make decisions, which was good for us as foster parents, for her as the mother, and for the children, because it really showed that we were working together as a team, the mother and the foster parents, with the children's best interests at heart.
And when they don't know the answers, I will go to the birth parent, and then I'll get the answers from them. So we inadvertently will give each other information.
As the families and social workers develop feelings of trust and focus on strengths, stronger relationships develop.
We all came together as team members, and we sat down and said, okay, what would be the best time for you? What would be the best time for the mom or for the foster parents? Sometimes they worked things out without my intervention. You know, they did it on their own.
Well, after maybe about 5 months of him being in foster care, the Rosses being as foster parents, they would always just say, well, anytime you want to come up and visit your son, or if you want us to bring him to you.
And then I came to accept it, that they were doing something for my family I couldn't do right now.
Well, I usually like to start off with a nice big hug, you know, and let her know that I am there for her child. I am there to provide a loving environment for their child and encourage them to come as often as they possibly can, or I will drive to them.
From that time on, it was like a bond. Like I knew that she cared. I never doubted that she cared for him. I just think that this being her first child, and all she needed was just a little guidance, and
just overwhelmed me really with comfort and just being sincere. That was really it. And you know, it just got to the point where I said, well, maybe I'll ask him one day if I could come back and just see my baby again. I said, I'm a little scared to ask him, but, you know, and he said, sure, just give us a call. And
she made me feel like just because I was a recovering addict, I didn't have to be ashamed. I didn't have to walk with my head down and try to hide. She said, Sylvia, you want help? I'm going to help you. And she did.
As Janine's talking, I'm saying, oh, I should feel jealous, because there are times where I may have been left out as a social worker. But they worked things out, and I didn't feel that way. Right, there were times where they didn't call, or they'll tell me later on, oh, this would happen. You know, we worked it out. And I felt good because I didn't have to be the bad person or the mediator. They were able to work things out, and I think that's what helped to make the relationship and that team.
And try to push them in the right, and I try to see what is in them that's good, and I just push that and encourage that in there.
Changes, and the first time I had hope was when I talked to Miss Pam. Yes, when I talked to Miss Pamela, that's when my hope started coming back, that maybe I will get her.
She started talking to me about where she had been. She'd been through drug treatment already, and she wanted to know what she could do to get her child back home.
Janine has her part as the birth mother. Carla and I have our part as being that support system to her that's outside of the agency. Not saying that Donna's a bad person, but sometimes you feel that you're more focused if you feel that you're a part of a family as opposed to just a part of a system.
I think a big part of being a foster parent is to try to make the children feel like a part of your family. If they feel like they belong there and that you care for them, then it eases their minds, and it gives them a sense of being because you care for them.
It took a lot of love and a lot of commitment on their part to heal us, because we were all wrecked, you know, and Joel took it the hardest because he was the oldest and he had seen me fall.
Cecil, tell yourself, he got 2 moms and 2 dads. So she's just like part of our family. It's just something that just grow together, you know.
I think sometimes just being there, if they call you and they have a specific problem or concern, just being able to talk it out, or even help them in a situation.